Alrighty, we got my filler neck hose in. That's the part number for this hose. That goes from the filler neck to the top of the tank. There we go. This came from O'Reilly's, since Advanced didn't have them. There's UPC. Alright, so that's the filler neck hose, and then I went in here and I prettied it up a little bit in here. Up under here, got it all cleaned up, shined up. And the wheel well all prettied up. And of course we got that blue. Almost dropped my drop light. Well, it is a drop light, right? Yeah, okay, sure. Alright. So I got that hose. And of course I got my coils and my shocks. And I picked up another can of the AC Pro before that stuff becomes illegal. And you won't be able to buy it. Like 50 bucks a can. You got me some more WD-40 to spray up my locks. I mean my shock bolts. Picked up a couple more cans of brake fluid, or brake cleaner. Alright, so other than that, that's it for this video. I don't know if I'll touch this today. I may not. I'll probably get up under there and douse them down with some WD-40. I should have picked up that PB blaster while I was there. But anyway, I'll douse them down with some WD-40. Let them sit. Spray some more later. Let them sit. Hopefully when I go in to break those shock bolts clear, they'll come free, nice and easy. Other than that, that's it for this video. And, well, this is going to be part of a bigger video, but, you know, that's it for this little segment. Alright, let's get up under here. See, I cleaned it all up under here as well. It's nice and shiny. I did put the hose up there. You can see that new hose right there. I put her on. That was just 5 minutes. Pop the old hose off. Pull the old clamps off. Pop the new one up there. And it's on the tank too. See, it's on the tank. And runs up to the filler neck. That hose right there. I wish that would focus better. It's a problem I have using a cell phone. That hose, I put that on. So that's on there good. There we go. Clamp on the tank on the bottom near the white label, and the clamp on the filler neck at the top. So those are on. As far as the shocks go, I got the bolts. I had them lubed up. Let's see if we get up in there. Oh, I lubed up the bolts. It's the bottom bolt there. Hold on a sec. The creeper was on the cord. So there's how the bottom bolt goes on there. There's the bottom clamp on that. But the shock's up the top there. You follow the shock up to the bolt. Up there at the top is the bolt. That's the shock right there. That's going to be a pain to get to. And the other bolt is up there. You can see it's sticking out up there. I got to get that off. I got the bolts on both shocks WD-40'd up. So, okay, come on. Get that crap out of my way. Alright. So they're all lubed up. I'll go, as you can see over there where it looks, you can see like it's got wet and then dry. See, I can't get this thing to focus right. This thing will never focus. That's where the lube is on it, the bottom bolt of the other shock. So that's done, that's good. I'll probably paint up that tank too. just this backside, so when you look underneath, it'll all look shiny. And then I'm gonna get those air springs out of there. They're just hanging there by the top clamp. That's all. But then I'll get these shocks off, and I'll probably get them done tomorrow. Get the shocks off and get those replaced, and then see about getting the coil springs up in there. But that's where we're at right now. Alright. Alright, I also went up under there and I pulled out the other air springs that were still up under there. I got them out. You do it in them as many times as I've already put those in and out. Let's see, the original time was once, twice, and this was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. They go in and out like in no time. Seconds. They're very easy once you do it a few times. But so now all I gotta do is get the other shocks off. I'll probably go in there a little bit later on, a couple more hours, and shoot them with some more WD-40, and then I'll get those shocks off tomorrow, install the new shocks, and pop up the leaf springs, and then button her up, and we'll see where she goes from there. See how she rides. So we're close. We're getting closer. And keep in mind, I'm doing this on spare time. A couple hours here, a couple hours there, a day off. I'll putz around with it. I don't spend the whole day on it. I'll spend an hour on it maybe, or a half hour, and walk away for a couple hours and come back. Because I'm one of those types of people that nowadays I get really frustrated really quick, and I get really irritated very fast when things don't go right. And working on a vehicle, nothing's ever gonna go right. So that's why I only spend a little bit of time on it anymore and then walk away. That's why I don't do it for a living anymore. I used to work at a dealership out in Philadelphia area. I worked at a used car lot. I've done this stuff on other people's vehicles and hobby shops by myself. Built my own vehicle. I've done this so many times, and I've forgotten more than I remember. And I'll tell you what, I mean, most of the stuff that I used to do and the little tricks are like, and the stuff we used to use are all outdated now, and there's new stuff out there. That's why I like watching the YouTube videos that these guys are out there with the new stuff, and get to see how it works. I'm like, oh cool, that's like exactly the same stuff that we used to use. It's just called different. It works differently, and it's easier to work with. So anyway, that's where we're at. We got some like weather coming in, which is unusual for this area, but a little bit of weather. We had a good storm yesterday. But I did get, like I said, I got all shined up. And I did do the tank up like I said I was going to do. I did the tank up a little black underneath there. I redid my tow bar black. It's not like I'm doing it full paint job to make it look pretty. I'm just making it look one color and not rusty looking or anything like that. So, ooh. No sponsor. It's just a sticker I put on the back of my wife's truck when we bought some ammo. No sponsor. I don't do sponsors. Well, I would if I ever got to that point, but I won't do enough jobs out here on autos to get a sponsor. So, but anyway. That's not what I'm doing this for. I'm doing this for Joe Schmo who doesn't know, but needs to get the vehicle to go. You know, simple little things, just so anybody who doesn't know what the hell they're doing can get in there and actually do it, just by me showing them. You know, so that's the only reason I'm doing this. Just for assistance to help people out. And let's get that out of the way. Oh, there we go. There's a shock. How pretty. Oh, by the way, I did wax it and buff it. Sorry, that's just me. I waxed it and buffed it. Those are the old air springs. Those are the new ones that I didn't put in. I'm probably going to sell those on Let Go or Facebook Marketplace or something like that. Let them go pretty cheap. Only because when you buy those new, they come with the big O-ring and then the two little O-rings that go onto the solenoids. I'm leaving the little O-rings on the solenoids. I'm going to grease them up, cellophane them up, real tight and zip tie them up top. That way I preserve those O-rings in case somebody else wants to put it back. But so it's not going to come with the big O-ring, which is that one right there. That goes in there. And then the two little ones that go around the solenoid, the outer and the inner. It won't come with those. And I've had them up in there already. So they're kind of considered used, but they've never had any, they've never been inflated. They're pulled out of the box, put up in there, taken out, put up in there, taken out, and that's it. That's all that's ever happened to them. So they're still brand new. They just look a little used. I'll clean them up a bit and make them look nice, but still, I won't sell them for full price, that's for sure. I'll sell those. And then I've got over here tires I put up for sale. They're like brand new. Right here. They're like brand new tires. And the reason why I say they're like brand new, they got about 100 miles on them, that's about it. But see that? Look at that tread. That tread is good. That's some good tread. And I got them all cleaned up. Like I said, we did have some rain, so there's water in the bottom of both of them. But they're Trail Finder all-terrain tires, and they are 265 70R 17s. They came off my Expedition. I bought those temporarily because I had two balding tires on the front, and I just needed two tires quick, so I grabbed these. Paid about $150 for these two together, both total, and slapped them on there. They did great, but less than, I'd say about 100 miles. And then I went and bought the 5 that I got on my truck now, the 4 and around the tires, and one brand new spare. And I put those on, took these off, and I figured I'd sell them because they're almost new. Like I said, less than 100 miles, excellent tread. Quiet sounding going down the road. Hey, it's probably, I got them up on Facebook Marketplace and Let Go or Offer Up. That's where I got them. Offer Up, $75, both of them, half price. So basically, buy one get one free. So that's, nobody's ever. I got one person made an offer. All he did was speak Spanish, so. There was no communication there. I sent him a message, said English question mark, and he never responded. So anyway, but that's that. Well, that rainbow has since gotten brighter, and if you can see it, it's made a double rainbow, one light, one over top of it. Can't see the double over there as much as you can see it over there. Can't really see it on the camera as much, but it's getting brighter. The second rainbow right over our house here.
And the second thing is, Chevelle is coming out and he wants you to play hide and seek.
Okay, just another tiny little short video of my work environment. Okay, this is my work environment. Look, I'm here to go through. Got the truck right there, and I got the wall right there. There's the corner. Okay, so that's how much room I got to get through there. You got the truck right there, and the wall right there. Okay, and when you come out, this is what you're looking at. This is the truck, the back of the truck, jack. Underneath, there's my drop lights hanging under there, and then when you go down this side, there's not much room down this side. Okay, so there's not much room down that side. But it's just a work environment that I'm in here. There's another toolbox. Oh, that's why I wasn't focusing. Try it again. There we go. Let's show it down that side. Okay. Alright. Like I said, there's another toolbox full of tools. Oh, you can't see the fridge. Anyway, actually I could do this. Make it a little bit brighter in here. See, there's how much room I've got. Boom, boom. There's my fridge. Okay. Then we go down here. There's the office door. And we go over there. Back to my weights here shortly. Once I can get enough room to get this stuff cleared out. And over here, there's 2 toolboxes there. Well, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the one back there makes 5. There's the workbench. Some fluid stuff there. And like I said, I'm going to be putting shelves up there where those plates are. I'm going to run those plates along the top edge. And I'm going to put shelves up there. And I'm gonna rig the shelves. I'm gonna make them out of scrap wood that I've got. And I'm gonna make them to where they can hold stuff. And I'll probably move like fluids and stuff like that over there. Actually, I'll probably leave the fluids over here because they get heavy, the big heavy fluids. But I'll put like my lubricants, brake clean, and AC Pro and stuff like that over on those shelves. And then I'll probably move my parts that I have over here over to those shelves. But look how much room I got there in front of the garage. Okay, this is where I do my work. Do my work and do my workouts when I don't have so much crap here. But anyway, well, there's a differential cover. It was actually a wrong cover when I bought it. It was supposed to fit my truck, but it was the wrong one. And you can't put those up without putting scratches on them. And I put some scratches on it trying to get it up in there and realized that ain't the right one. It had the right number of bolts and stuff, but it was the wrong design and they gave me the wrong one, so there was no way to ship it back. So I just put it up there. That's actually brand new, never been used. It is for an expedition. I don't know what kind of expedition it is, but hey, if somebody wants to buy it. Cost me like, I don't know, I think it was like 35 bucks. Got a couple scratches on it. Yeah, you pay for the shipping, I'll take it down and send it to you for, I don't know, I'll sell it to you for 25 bucks. Alright, I got both shocks out. Okay, the one on the passenger side is so easy. It's just a matter of pulling the bolts out. Of course, these clips are going to fall out. These go on the inside, up underneath like this, and they clip on, and then the bolt goes through the shock, and then this goes on the outer side of the shock towards the outer vehicle, and the shock goes up to the right of that, basically, like that. The shock will go up in here like this, and then the bolt comes through the right side of the frame, the shock mount, into that piece. Okay, and that's what holds the top part of the shock up there. Now, I do clean up everything when I take it apart. Matter of fact, there's the other one. Right now I'm just painting it up a little bit, make it brighter. I always just clean things up, do little, you know, my own little special little signature stuff on things. But in order to get that shock top bolt out, it was not as difficult as I expected it to be. Matter of fact, it was quite easy. It was just breaking it loose. Now I used my 1/2-inch drive ratchet with the 12-inch extension and then a 3-inch extension with a ball and socket. That recorded, I will find out. But in order to get that top shock out, 1/2-inch drive ratchet, and I used a 12-inch extension with a 3-inch extension on it, and then a ball and socket impact swivel with an 18mm impact deep well. In order to break it loose, I had to take the swivel off, okay, in order to get a straight on shot to break it loose. But I had my ratchet pointing up, so my arm was up there pulling just very little so I can keep it dead on to the top of that bolt. Then once I broke it loose, I pulled the ratchet out, I put the swivel on, and then I was able to put the ratchet up over the lines and still have the ratchet down here and working it here. Although it did bounce against this, another 3-inch extension would have been nice, but not necessary. But as you can see, I don't know if it'll let me do that. There we go. You see right there, I can't see the camera what I'm shooting at. There we go. Right here is where that clip goes up, and then the shot goes in here. That's where the shot goes, and then the bolt comes through here in the top from the outside in to that nut, which will be on the outside. Now on the bottom mount, the bolt goes this side. The bolt goes through here, and then the nut goes on the other side. Okay, same thing on the other side. The top bolt, you can see the mount right there. Okay, the top bolt goes in that way to the outside, and then you have the clip on the outer edge. On the bottom, it comes in this way, and the bolt goes in on this side. The nut goes in on this side. The bolt slides in from the other side this way. So it's just difficult holding this down, holding the camera while filming. All right, now when I get my bushings in, I'm going to pull my sway bar, this part here, down. I'm going to drop the entire sway bar down. But before I do, I'll take these bolts out here. That one and that one. There's two on the other side, just to drop it down. And then I'll change out my bushings while I'm here. So I'm waiting on the bushings to come in. They should be in next week. So I figure if I'm going to drop this, why would I put the old bushings back up in there? So I'm going to drop that sway bar down. Dropping the sway bar down will allow the axle here to drop down farther, so I can get my coils up in there. Right now I currently have it. That's where the coil's going to sit, on the bottom. And I got to get those all secured right there. I'm going to get those wrapped up and stored up here so that they're not on exhaust or anything moving. As you can see, like I said earlier, I did put my fuel line hose on right there. Got the new one on. So she's coming along, just taking a little bit of time getting the parts. As I get under here and I see more things I want to do, I just go get the parts and get up under here and do it. So that's where we're at right now. So all I got to do now is wait on the bushings, since I got both shocks out. And I showed you how to get the shocks out by telling you, not showing you, because I can't hold the camera and get up there with two hands. One got to hold the extension up, so as I pull, it doesn't pull the extension down. I got to keep it level, so I needed two hands for that. And I got gloves, so I don't mess up my hands, but I never use gloves, so I forgot to wear the gloves. Oh, anyway, I'm gonna go wash my hands, take a little break, and then I'll probably get up under there and secure those the air things and O-rings. I'm gonna grease them up with a little bit of a wheel bearing grease. The O-rings, preserve them. Put them in little Ziploc bags, and then I'm gonna electrical tape them up, and then I'm gonna zip tie them up underneath. All right. So other than that, that's it for this shot. All right, I actually I got my weapon on my side right now, and it's kind of hard being under a vehicle with that. I thought I was going to be done, but I figured I'd do one more quick video to show you how I secured my solenoids up. Let me turn the light on here so you can see. Hold on, there we go. Alright, now see, you can't even see the Ziploc bag. That's inside, now I greased them. Let's do it the right way here. There we go. This will give you the actual perspective. I greased them up, I greased the O-rings up on those. And then I set them in, I got these little like quarter deep Ziploc bags. I don't even know why my wife bought those, but hey, they came in handy here. I greased them up with some wheel bearing grease to keep the O-rings flexible, and then what I did was put it inside of the Ziploc bag, and then after I Ziploc bagged it, greased it, Ziploc bagged it, I mummified it in electrical tape, and then I zip tied it up out of the way, because right there's the exhaust, and I don't want that butt dropping down the exhaust. So this is the passenger side. I even wrapped it up inside the frame. As you can see, it goes up inside the frame. Okay, so I wrapped that up there pretty good. That's up there good. So that's up, greased out of the way. Look how shiny that stuff looks. Look how good I got that all done up nice, shiny. All right, let's look at the other side. I'm on a creeper laying down, rolling on the ground here. Spare tire. And on the other side, there it is. Mummified, it's greased, mummified, and zip tied up away from any moving parts. So I've got those all done. Hey, what does that look like? There's a bolt missing. There is a bolt missing out of that. Oh, I just noticed that. Well, how many people go under their vehicle right next to their gas tank and smoke? I do. Do not try this at home. Put your cigarette out before you get up under the vehicle. Okay. But anyway, they're all done up. Now there is our sensor right there for our air suspension. Now I'm curious if I'm going to have an air suspension light coming on inside. If that's the case, I will figure out the way to not make that happen. Because, well, it shouldn't if the springs are up high enough and that thing doesn't come down low enough. Then we'll be good. I'll worry about that when the situation. Well, I'm not going to worry about it. I'll fix that when the situation arises. But other than that, we've got everything secured up under here. I've got the shocks. Both shocks are out. Okay, both air springs are out. I'm just waiting on these bushings to come in. When they come in, I'm going to pull those off, drop that sway bar down, and then I'll lower the jack so that I can have the rear end drop down so that I got enough room to put the springs up inside there, and then jack this back up, okay, and then release my spring compressors to put pressure on it, and then drop it back down and put my shocks up in there after that. And once I'm done putting the bushings in, the springs in, and the shocks in, it's time to put the tires back on this baby and set her down and get her back out on the road. So that's where we're at right now. Just want to throw that one in there too for you. But that's the last video until I go ahead and get the bushings in, and then once I get the bushings in, I will go ahead and get the rest of the video going and show you how to do the conversion. Yes, that smoke is from my cigarette, okay? Because I am smoking a cigarette. See? People step in my garage and they say, "Oh, you got an ashtray?" I say, "Yeah, you're standing in it." Especially when I'm working on a vehicle, because I sweep this garage up constantly anyway. As you can see, I did the tank. Well, it's not the tank right there as much as it is the... Well, that is the tank itself, but I got that cover over there and everything else. But yeah, anyway, that is where we're at. Okay, so, and I did clean up my differential cover. Painted that some time ago when I redid the rear end. There was a whining noise in the back, and I was like, that sounds like rear end to me. So what I did was decided to pull that cover off to see what was going on. It took like an act of God to get that cover off. When I popped the bottom open, nothing came out of it except for a couple drips. and I opened it up and it was almost empty. So I was like, oh no, that's not good. So I bought that differential cover that I showed you in an earlier video. Actually, not on this one. I did that on mine. But this one here, I decided, you know, I'm going to paint it up. So I pulled it off. I sanded it all down, got the rust off of it and everything else. Primed it up, painted it the color of the truck, although it's a little bit brighter than the color of the truck, but that's what the color of the truck was supposed to be by factory. And then I put the black bolts back in it. And you can see how the paint's starting to crack on it. That's okay. I'll touch it up one day. No big deal. It's under the truck. But and I filled it back up with full synthetic, just like its tags state needs to be. I went by the tags. One there, and there's one over there. See that black one hanging down there? Okay, I went by those tags, and I put the right full synthetic fluid in, gear oil, along with the limited slip additive, because this is a limited slip. I put the limited slip additive in, and then I put the sealer on and bolted it back up, and then I did the same to my truck too. My truck did have quite a bit more rear end fluid in it than this one did. This one had like none in it, and then when I put it all back together, it kind of quieted down up there. I didn't hear that whining going on anymore. So it's a good thing I caught it when I did. But anyway, that's all fresh fluid up in there. That's why it looks so good. But pretty much by the time I get these coil springs in here, this whole rear suspension, I get the coil springs and the shocks up in here, this whole rear suspension I'm going to have redone. I will have redone it all, including the differential. So should have no ass problems going forward. Should not have any. That doesn't mean I won't have any, but I'm not looking to expect any. So that's where we're at now. Like I said, everything is buttoned up there, secured up nice and neat. Get that out of the way there. All electrical taped up. There we go. All electrical taped up. That's the solenoid right there that goes into the airbag. And it's all zip tied up there, nice and neat, so it doesn't hang down and bang against anything or get anything screwed up. And then we've got where our mount's going to go. That's going to be the top right there of our, let's put it that way, the way in perspective there. That's going to be where the top of the coil spring goes, right there. And the bottom of the coil spring is going to go right on that hump right there. Right there. And the rubber is going to go up top. The rubber piece goes up top so that we don't have metal to metal on the body making that noise. So it's a sound deadening kind of thing. But we're close. We're real close. All I gotta do is wait for the bushings to come in. And when I was doing the shock, that shock, getting that top bolt out on that shock, I was leaning my head up against the jack. And you know I got long hair, but it kind of took some of my hair with it. My hair got stuck in the bolts. That's my hair. Got stuck in the bolt. I could fold my head off of it. I ripped my hair out. And it's even back in a ponytail too. But anyway, hey, that's part of the job, right? Hazards of the job. But anyway, they're all secured up under there. Everything is good. If you notice, there's no rust under this vehicle. None whatsoever. And I'm going upside down now, looking to the back. Now the top of the screen is facing the floor. So you're upside down, see? That's upside down. There's the door. You actually have to go this way. Okay, but anyway. There's no rust under this vehicle. People say, why do you put so much money into that thing? Because it's solid. You know, it's solid. It runs great. 230,000 miles and this thing runs like a top. Of course I want to do this stuff to it. And besides, it's my wife's truck and she loves it. But anyway, that's the last part of this. So I'm going to do some things to get some screenshots for some thumbnails and stuff, so we're gonna take a couple screenshots. Alright. Alright, so that's the end of that one. Let's get ourselves out from underneath this sucker. Oh, there we go. Oh, I'm getting too old for this crap. Oh, and I even put anti-seize on the shock bolts. That's a shock bolt right there. I put anti-seize on them so they don't seize up. And then I'm gonna get these lugs wired off a little bit here and put a little anti-seize on those before I put the lug nuts on. Maybe, maybe not, but that might just be good enough to hold it. But other than that, we'll just leave it at that.